Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great today. Ready for another story? Let's get started. It was a normal evening. I was walking home from the library after a long day of studying. My backpack felt heavy with books, and my head was full of worries about exams. The street was quiet, and I just wanted to get home and rest. As I walked past a small park, I heard a sound. It was soft and sad, like someone crying. I stopped and listened carefully. Then I heard it again, a tiny meow. I looked around and saw a small gray cat near a trash bin. Its fur was dirty and it looked very scared. Before I could take a step closer, I noticed 3 dogs coming toward the cat. They were barking and getting closer. My heart started beating fast. Without thinking, I ran toward them and shouted, "Go away! Leave it alone!" The dogs stopped and looked at me. They barked louder, but I didn't give up. I grabbed a stick from the ground and waved it at them. After a few moments, they ran away. I let out a big sigh of relief. When I turned to the cat, it was still shaking, but unharmed. "It's okay now," I said softly, crouching down. "You're safe." The cat looked at me with big, scared eyes. Slowly, I reached out my hand. After a moment, it took a small step forward. I saw that its paw was hurt. I couldn't leave it there, not after everything. Gently, I picked it up. It was so light and I could feel it shaking in my arms. "Don't worry," I whispered. "I'll take care of you." When we got to my apartment, I made a little bed for the cat with an old towel. I brought it some water and small pieces of chicken. At first, it stayed in the corner, unsure if it could trust me, but soon it started eating. "You must have been so hungry," I said, watching it. "Poor little thing." Over the next few days, I did everything I could to help the cat. I cleaned its wound and brushed its fur, which was soft and gray under all the dirt. I started calling it Smokey. Smokey slowly became more comfortable. He began following me around the apartment, sitting next to me when I studied, and even curling up on my lap when I watched TV. One evening, Smokey jumped onto the couch and curled up on my chest. As I stroked his fur, he purred softly, and I felt so calm. I looked at him and said, "You know, I think you saved me too." Having Smokey around made me feel less lonely. His playful jumps and funny little meows brought so much joy into my life. He gave me something to look forward to every day. I took him to the vet to make sure he was okay. The vet said, "You've done a good job taking care of him. He's very lucky." But I thought to myself, I'm the lucky one. The weeks went by and Smokey became a big part of my life. He wasn't scared anymore. Now he greeted me at the door with happy meows, his tail up, and a playful look in his eyes. One rainy evening, I was at my desk surrounded by books. Smokey jumped onto the table and sat right on my notes. "Smokey," I laughed, trying to move him. "I need to study." He just stared at me with his green eyes as if saying, "You've done enough." I took a break and sat on the couch. Smokey curled up next to me. The rain tapped on the window, and his soft purring made everything feel calm. As I petted him, I thought about the day I found him. It felt so long ago. That night, I dreamed about a garden. It was full of bright flowers. Smokey was there, jumping between them, his gray fur shining in the sunlight. I saw someone far away. It was my grandmother who had passed away years ago. She smiled at me and said, "You've done well, my dear. Kindness always comes back to you." When I woke up, the dream stayed with me. I felt peaceful. Smokey jumped on the bed and nudged my hand. "Good morning, buddy," I said, scratching his ears. "Let's have a good day." Smokey became popular in the neighborhood. The barista at the coffee shop liked to give him treats, and kids in the park loved to pet him when we went for walks. He made everyone smile. One day at the library, I heard some classmates talking about an animal shelter event. They needed volunteers. I thought about how much I cared for animals now, thanks to Smokey. I decided to sign up. At the shelter, I started by cleaning cages and feeding the animals. Soon, I was helping with adoption events and spreading the word about stray animals. I loved it. Smokey became the shelter's mascot. During events, he sat by the entrance, making nervous animals and people feel calm. Everyone loved hearing his story, and some said it inspired them to adopt a pet. After one busy adoption event, I sat outside the shelter with Smokey on my lap. The sky was orange and pink as the sun went down. I looked at him and said, "You changed my life, Smokey." Who knew that one little meow could lead to so much happiness? Smokey purred softly, his eyes half closed. In that moment, I realized how much had changed since I found him. He gave me a new purpose and filled my life with love. It all started with a small gray cat who needed help and ended up helping me too. It's amazing how one moment can change your life. I wasn't looking for anything that night, but I found a friend. Smokey taught me about kindness and how small things like taking care of someone can bring big happiness. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. See you soon.